Welcome to another episode of the 116 Life here on Holy Culture Radio, Sirius XM Channel 140. Listen, happy summer to everybody, man. Listen, we hope you guys are enjoying this season. As always, my name is Mia Evans, and I got the one and only, the man of the hour. I got Ace Harris in the building. Ace.
What up, Mia? What's going on?
How you feeling?
Hey, it's that time. I'm
Ace,
feeling amazing.
it is that time.
It's that time.
What is the time, Ace?
You know, we took a year off. We had to regroup, had to calibrate. And I honestly, I think the year was good to kind of refresh and reset. But 25 is here. Summer 25, the 116 playlist is back, y'all.
How do you feel, bro?
I think my smile says a lot.
Yeah.
I feel great. I feel refreshed and recharged. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be fire, y'all. And I think there's so many amazing artists. And it was kind of good to kind of take a break, because sometimes when things are done at a like consistent time, 6-7 years,
I agree.
You need to kind of either not always stop, but just kind of refocus. And I feel like it's worth the wait.
Yes, definitely worth the wait. Yeah. I'm so excited for the guests we're talking to regarding the playlist. And the first one we have is a woman. I'm so excited just because of, how we already feel about the Holy Girl movement. Shout out to all the Holy Girls, Holy Hot Boys tuning in. And she's featured on the playlist from Georgia herself. We got MEEZO in the building. MEEZO, how are you feeling, sis?
I'm doing good. Like, I'm super excited to be here. This is a moment for me right now.
No, absolutely. So go ahead and let's dive into you. Talk about how summer's been treating you so far. How you been feeling this summer?
Summer has been really good. It has been hot, but it's been
and
really
rainy.
good.
And rainy. Atlanta been feeling like Seattle.
Yeah, it's
lately.
been raining.
It's been
40
raining
days.
a lot.
We on some Noah vibes.
Right.
Like 40 days, 40 nights out here.
What do you have any summer wish list things? Like, is there anything like you really want to do this summer? Like, as far as like chilling, going to see family, anything of that nature?
Yeah, so I want to do a lot of traveling this summer. I feel like I haven't really did any traveling yet. So that is on my bucket list for the summer. I'm working on a lot of projects this summer. So yeah, I'm super excited for everything that God has in store.
I'm not gonna lie to you, MEEZO. I just want to dive in, only just because I get really excited about meeting fresh faces in the space. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even hearing the playlist as well, I get excited when I'm like, oh, I don't know who this person is. I'm excited to see what they bring, and hearing your music and hearing what you brought to the table regarding the playlist just really refreshed me in a way, excited me in a way. I'm so excited to dive into it more. But I want to know more about you. A lot of people are going to be are being introduced to you watching this. So talk about just like who you are, where you're from, and how you got introduced to music to begin with.
Yeah, so I was about to say I currently. I grew up in Putnam County, Georgia. So Putnam is basically really country. We only have like 2 grocery stores.
Can I ask what grocery stores are they? just. Can I guess? Can I guess?
No, I got my guess too.
Yes.
Piggly Wiggly.
Yes.
If I was to say Food Lion.
No.
And then
Piggly Wiggly's my first
Wayfair.
Choice. No. Walmart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you got a big, you got
a Piggly Wiggly. You in there?
You in there for real?
Yeah. So really small town. The culture, I would most definitely say, is more so of like hood and country combined together. You don't see like no suburban areas, any of that. Like, it's just everybody's just all together, basically. So when it comes to music, I never saw myself doing music. Like, growing up, I always had an ear for music. Like, I would never listen to music the way I feel like a normal person listens to music. Like, I can hear every beat, every like instrumental, just everything when it comes to the music. So just listening to that, I was like, okay, I feel something here, but I don't think that God is calling me to take it to another level. And especially around this time, like, honestly, I grew up in a church-based home, but I didn't know who God was for myself. Like, my mom would always drag me to church because I would always be the last kid, like, trying to get up, get ready. I'm like, church again. Like, I was always just like that, So just growing up in a church-based home, like I said, like, I never really knew God for myself until God honestly found me during COVID. So, yeah.
How was COVID for you?
COVID was very traumatic. I lost my uncle during COVID. That was like very traumatic for my family. I got sick 2 times, so it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot.
Yeah. What did you learn?
Really, God found me during COVID. So basically, my family thought, well, my mom, she thought I had COVID around this time because like I wasn't eating. My stomach was like very like bloated. I wouldn't like I don't know, like it was just very off. I would have like current headaches every day. So my mom took me to get tested, and she also got tested as well because we was always around each other. So I went to go get tested around this time. Like, you wouldn't get your test back like quickly as you would now. So I had to wait. So basically I was isolated from my brothers and sisters in the house for like 4 days. And during those 4 days, like, God was just showing me everything that had to go. Cause before this, I was like affiliated with gangs. I was very much so, I was just a street life person. I don't know, like, just being around that culture for me was just everything at that moment, you know, because growing up also in a traumatic home, I didn't have anyone to talk to. So being around like gang members and people that was just doing all type of stuff, I knew it was wrong, but they were giving me something that I wasn't getting at home. So yeah, God was just showing me that it was time for me to let all of that go. You know, like, I even had dreams just about like getting attacked by like the enemy himself. You know, and one day my mom came in my room during the day. She was like, you know, I don't care if you're sick. Like, I'm coming in here with my Bible. And she had a book called like demons, like casting out. It was like a casting out demons type of book. And she would like read the different things to me and stuff. She was saying that God had been showing her that I was getting attacked in the room during that. Because my mom is also very prophetic as well. So she was just showing me that. And she was like, you know, you got to get it together. You know, like, you've been hanging around the wrong people. I've been seeing that you're struggling with depression as well. You know, you haven't been eating. So like, God was just showing me so many different things. And I was like, okay, I grew up in a church-based home. You know, I know how to pray, but I was really praying in that room. I was like, you know, God, like, if you bring me out of this situation, then I'll forever just serve you, and I'll let go of all the secular music and all this other stuff. So my test came back negative. Praise God, that Monday, and I was like, I just dropped down crying. Like, I didn't know what to do. It was really a God moment for me. And ever since from that day, I just one by one, I started to let things go that wasn't for me, you know.
I think COVID was, that's not the first time I've heard COVID really shift things in people like that, just the whole time, like, you know, the year or whatnot. And God really bringing people out, and hearing that story of God really showing out, and then really kind of like converting you, I guess that's the right word, to say, is really beautiful. And even like your devotion of even like not knowing much but trusting him enough. What was it like even letting go of certain things? Like, you know how sometimes you're so used to living a certain way, whether it was sometimes good or bad. And then letting something go and entering into something new can be scary, or it can be really refreshing in a sense. What was that like for you when God was letting those things, when you were letting those things go at that time?
It was very hard, especially the secular music aspect. Cause me, I'm a like trap music type of person. That beat just does something for me. Like, listening to it. So all my music was always dark. Like, always talking about killing and all this other stuff. Like, and so when God was just showing me that, I was like, okay, I get it now. Cause just listening to that, can I tell y'all who I was listening to?
Oh, go ahead. Keep
So one of my favorite artists was NBA Youngboy. Listening to him every day, murder, every day, like on my mind, going to high school, like coming back home, you know. So just God was showing me that. I was like, oh, like, yeah, this does have to go. Cause every day this is on my mind, you know. Anytime I would get upset, killing, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just there. So it was hard to let it go. But once God started to break it down, I got in my word more. I was like, okay, I'm seeing why he's telling me to let that go. Even hanging around the wrong people, I started to get caught up in things that they were doing that I wasn't even doing, but it was just based upon bad association that I was getting caught up in that. So it was hard to let a lot of things go. But once I did, like, it was a relief. Like, honestly, everything that was clinged upon me, like, it was gone. I was like, God is real, you know?
Yeah. So talk about like, you know, obviously, like, you rap. I mean, people are gonna, you know, if they haven't heard the music now, they're gonna definitely get to it soon. But like, you rap. Talk about like that energy of rap and how, you know, it can either be used for good or darkness. You know what I'm saying? Talk about like that feeling that you get from NBA Youngboy and how you're trying to bring a different feeling in the music you do. You know
really. Because like I said, I've never saw myself do rap, but when God called me to do music through friends, like in the Christian space, you know, I ended up making this freestyle on TikTok that went viral, and people was like, oh snap, like, you ought to just do Christian rap. And I was like, nah, like, that ain't for me. Because around this time, I also thought Christian rap was corny due to the different things I was hearing. But then God was like, no, I'm calling you to like do it in a different way, you know, and I'm actually calling you to do this. So I started writing. You know, I would literally, when I write, I get things from the Bible as I'm writing, you know, but the way my mind works, I don't want to say psychotic, but
it's a spiritual side.
Yes, like it's different stuff that comes to my mind that I would have never thought would come, and that's how I know it's the Holy Spirit. So when I go about writing, it's more so of like I'm hearing God as He's telling me to like write these things on paper or put it in my notes on my phone. You know, so just converting from listening to secular to now Christian music, because I don't listen to secular music at all now. So it has been like a very powerful journey for me just to see myself transform like over into doing that. And I always make sure when I'm writing, I want to make this fun and creative, but at the same time, I want to make sure that people are getting a word, because that's the main thing, you know, out of all of that. Like, I want people to turn up, get lit, but I need you to get a word out of this, you know, because I want to be able to touch somebody with my music.
That's real. Offline, we were talking about you having feel like you're two different people.
Yeah.
And when you saying transform, that brought that back to my mind, because you were saying how like you're real, like, you know, introverted, laid back, chill.
Yeah.
Then you hear MEEZO.
Yeah.
And it's a whole nother person. How has it been evolving into that artistry? And then what is it like even balancing the two, coming out of being introverted and then diving into your artistry and the persona that you bring through music?
It has been very crazy, I'm not gonna lie. Like sometimes I go in the studio and stuff and I hear myself, I was like, who is this? Like I don't, like even my mom, I sent her a song the other day, she was like, what? Like that is not you, like you capping right now, that's not you. And I was like, yeah, that's me, you know, like I feel like I was telling you, MEEZO is more like energetic, in your face, like very aggressive, but in a good way, you know, and she's gonna bring that energy. Me just at home sitting down, I'm chill, like introverted, like I'll just sit down, eat, watch movies, like I just be chilling, you know. And I also am like shy as well, so just seeing me outside of music and over in music, it's been like wow to me, because God is showing me that like I'm the same person, but it was a whole nother different person, like a person inside of me the whole time that He had to bring out of me, you know. So it's been a while, honestly.
I have a question. So, like, when you were in like some of those circles that were maybe not that had the worst, were you also kind of shy in those circles as well? Like in some of those, like, you know, the bad influences or whatever.
Yes. Like I was more so of like the sneaky one. Like since
the one you wouldn't expect,
right? The one that you wouldn't expect, yeah.
The ones you gotta watch. Those are real crazy,
right?
Ones, okay? So I feel like you do. I think your, you know, your demeanor is very chill and reserved. But it's, I will say, after spending time with you, your demeanor is reserved and chill, but it's not lacking confidence and authority. Right. I think there's a certain conviction that you walk with that's like, yeah, I'm chill, but I'm sure I know who God is. I know who God is for me. I know the way God made me, and I think that's so powerful. Yeah. Where I feel like it's good to have you here so other young ladies can see you can be. You don't have to like project to reflect. You know what I'm saying? So talk about that confidence that's in you naturally and where it comes from.
Just growing up, I've always been like that. Like when I walk in a room, like I don't know. It's always been like that for me. Like I did also used to get bullied a lot in school. So with that, it took me a while to gain confidence. Like with me just being small and different things like that. Like I used to get bullied for that. I used to have buck teeth. That's why I have braces now.
Oh, okay.
You know, so I used to get bullied a lot from that. But one day I was just looking at myself in the mirror. I was like, you know what? Like I know who God has created me to be. You know, like I'm gonna start walking in that confidence. So ever since then, it's like I'm me, and can't nobody tell me nothing else different about that. You know?
No, I love that. When we come back, we're going to dive more into, because you brought up your younger years. We want to dive more into that a little bit. So don't go anywhere. It's the 116 Life here on Holy Culture Radio, Sirius XM Channel 140. Ace Harris, Mia Evans here with MEEZO. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. This is the 116 Life on Holy Culture Radio, Sirius XM Channel 140. Mia, how you feeling, man? It's a great conversation.
Man, so excited.
Yeah, it's super dope. And MEEZO, you killing it. I want to I'm curious about, so we talked about how you have a natural confidence that came out of like you kind of discovering that confidence.
Yeah.
And you said you were getting bullied. Was this like elementary school, middle school? What time of frame of life was this for you?
So it started to really get bad in middle school.
Okay.
Just
Sounds about right. Middle school is when people start.
Yeah.
turning up.
Yeah, it started to get really bad in middle school. I even got to the point where like I became very suicidal just due to the different things that people was like saying about me. Because I'm like, I say to myself, and I've always been a people person as well. Like I'm always down to help people, be there for others, but it was never that for me, you know. So it made me very suicidal. I was very depressed, just getting bullied and hearing the different things said about me that wasn't true.
I'm curious about that because I think that's a part of people's, like, I think we forget how much our childhood carries over into the
Yeah.
adults we become, and those little moments and insecurities kind of get baked, and a lot of us, we're still children in our hearts, right? And I think those things weigh heavy. So I'm curious, like when that bullying was happening, contextually, was it like from mean girls, from people? What kind of people? And like, I know it's a small town. Like, what kind of, where's that? What were the people that were bullying? Like, who were they?
It was mainly like the girls. Like they would think that I'm trying to steal their dude and all this other stuff, you know. So basically, what I figured out, they were bullying me because I was pretty. Basically.
Okay, so I was gonna like, so me and my wife talk about this. So let me ask you this: this is like a sensitive subject, especially for Black women, and I think this is good to have. Were like tone wise, were you feel like your skin tone was like a bit of a anomaly in the space you were in? Like,
yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So talk about. I know that we live in a era where, you know, there's like pretty privilege, there's light skin privilege.
Yeah.
But talk about how it felt being like a minority in your skin tone, where people probably looked at that as like a form of like, well, we're gonna tear you down because we kind of want to esteem this thing, so we're gonna bully you for it. Talk about how that felt as a young child.
That felt, honestly, it made me very uncomfortable in my skin because I'm already the lightest person in my family. Like the lightest, you know, like my brothers and sisters, both of them are like brown skin, or if they're light skin, they're like darker than me, you know. So it made me even more so like kind of hate like who I was, honestly, like just going to school, because this was an everyday thing. Like honestly, my mom doesn't even know about this because I would just keep everything inside of me, because also like growing up in a home where nothing was expressed. Like I grew up in a tough love environment, so we never would really express ourselves. So I just kept everything to myself, and I started diving more into poetry. I would use that as a coping mechanism to really let everything out.
Yeah, that's the other side of the coin of like, I can't imagine what that felt like. And it's in terms of your home, I know you had a tough love type of environment. Talk about, did you have siblings? Like, was your dad in the home? What was the home life like, and what did that look like?
So I have 5 siblings.
Ooh. So you're one of 6.
Yeah. So I have 2 on my dad's side, and then 4. Well, it's 5 of us on my mom's side, including me. Okay. So my mom has 5 kids, including me. So just, it was a lot, honestly. Just growing up in a tough love environment, it was very hard for me to just express myself, you know. So it built up a lot of anger inside of me. I would never really express myself. I was very nonchalant, very much giving a I don't care attitude, but really deep inside I did care, you know. And my brothers and sisters, like, we're all so different, very much different. Yeah.
Do they rap too, or they music?
No. At all. Like I'm the only, like I had musical people in my family, but they never took it as far as I'm trying to take it. You know, it was more so like a fun type of thing that they did. So my brothers and sisters, like they're more so, my brother's in the Army. My sister, she's still in high school, getting ready to graduate next year. So I'm really like the so-called different child out of everybody. Yeah.
And so you were writing poetry. So did you have an affinity for the arts or creative things?
Yeah. So I've always been a creative person. Like I used to paint a lot. Because that was a way of me expressing myself as well. Writing poetry a lot. Honestly, I didn't even know what poetry was. Like in high school, I used to sit there and like do paperwork and stuff and essays on poetry. And I didn't really understand it, but I understood it.
Now it makes sense because you got bars. So like, okay, talk about how poetry, you were writing poetry as a form of expression, because you said you were kind of keeping things inside that you didn't want to share.
Right.
So poetry was an outlet for you to express some of those things?
Oh yeah. Like a lot of my poems were very dark. Like especially with me going through depression while writing them, they were very dark.
This is like middle school, high school?
Yeah, mainly middle school. Gotcha. And then I just kept going from there.
And so talk about how that love for poetry and the craft has informed your like rapping skills.
Man.
Like
even to this day, like when I am back out here at home, I'll go back to my mom's house, and because she has a storage like closet on the outside of the house, so I'll go out there. I have a bin like this tall with poems.
Yo, you got poems.
Yeah.
Oh, you was
right.
Yeah, I've always been a writer because in school and high
Got
school, ELA was my favorite subject.
Yeah.
Favorite subject. Like I've always been a writer. So
it makes it. I'm because I ain't gonna lie. Even though we've done a few sessions, I'm getting to know you.
Yeah.
Me, it's your first time. Yeah. I'm like,
right.
I'm always like, artists are so intriguing to me, right? So when you see the talent, you're like, yo, where did that come from? So now I'm like, oh, that love for writing. You weren't just writing a few poems. You had like a archive of poetry,
like notebooks.
And were all of them kind of dark, or were there some redemptive? Or was there any like glimmers of hope in there? Or
once, because I very first started writing poetry like as I was getting bullied and stuff like that, going through depression. So at first they were very dark, but once I got closer with God, they became like lighter.
Gotcha.
You know.
And you got closer with God like this is like through high school. I know you had a patch of like bad influence. What time frame was that when you was like, I guess you said hanging with the wrong crowd? Was that after high school, in high school?
No, so this was honestly during middle school. Like everything started in middle school. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. I forget you're young. I forget. Okay. You said 2020. You like okay. We ain't gonna put your age out there. I'm like, oh, okay.
Like I'm young.
Okay. Oh, okay. Gotcha. So you was walking with the Lord. You had that moment. This is after, like through high school. You kind of like circle back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, yeah, it was a circle back moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. That's what's up.
So how did high school change for you?
Honestly, in high school it got worse. Like honestly, like the bad association and stuff, it got bad at this point because I was still going through depression. Like I was around like 16, 17 years old, like just going through all this stuff, hanging out with the wrong crowd, like trying to get drunk, trying to let go of all the stuff that was on my mind. I even got over into weed. Like it was a lot of stuff going on that my mom didn't know about, but she could see it on me that something was going on.
Yeah, there's discernment.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you were you like doing good in school academically as well?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I was keeping up with my grades. ELA was my favorite subject, but like social studies, no, I would always be failing social studies, and science. So.
And so you turned the corner right in the pandemic moment. And did you have like career goals? Like how did rapping come into play to where you were like, I know you did that freestyle. Like were you planning on graduating and like going to college or talk more about?
So I was in JRTC for 4 years in high school. So my plan was honestly to go to the Marines. I was getting ready to go to the Army, but I was young at the time as well. I was 18. No, I was 17. So my mom had to like sign a paper saying that I could do like basic training over the summer, but she would never sign it. And I was so upset. I was like, what are you doing? Like, I was really, really upset, but it just all started to hit me. I was like, maybe this is not for me. Like maybe God is calling me to do something else, but I didn't know what that something else was at that moment.
What led you to the Marines?
So I've always been like a tough person, I would say, in a sense.
MEEZO gangster,
You went through
right?
the trenches in middle school. You might as well join the armed forces.
Yes, like
Makes sense.
I was never a girly girl, honestly. Like all my friends, I was always the homeboy out of my homeboy group. Because like I said, like a lot of women, they was just like intimidated by me. And I was like, I don't know why. Every like girl, like friend that I had, we always would fall out over like dumb stuff. And I'm like, like what is this? So all of my friends was always like homeboys. So I've just always been tough, I would say.
That's amazing. And so you moved to Houston at some point. I mean, you had talked about it and talk about the reason why and what led you there and like how that impacted, I guess, your discipleship and your growth. And stuff like that.
So I never saw myself moving out of the state of Georgia. Like I always wanted to still stay here, but I was gonna move to the city of Atlanta, say in Midtown actually. And God started to show me that it was time for a new environment. And I was like, what do you mean? Like this is home for me, But eventually, I started actually watching Pastor Keon Henderson, the Lighthouse Church that's in Houston. So I got connected with that church. I joined like through the online services. I was like, okay, I can kind of see why God is telling me to move out there. And around this time, I was also in my prayer closet really deeply, and I was just praying and stuff. I was like, okay, I'm kind of starting to see why God is telling me to change environments, because even though I was no longer doing the things I was, the environment was still bad, and it was a lot of temptation, like just still being at home in Georgia. So I started to see why God was calling me to move out of Georgia. And once I made that transition to Houston, it's been amazing, honestly. Like the community aspect, because I've never been like a big community person. Because like I said, I grew up in a tough environment. So just expressing myself and stuff like that, I'm still working on that now, but just me moving to Houston, it has brought out like a whole nother side of me that I didn't even know was inside of me, because I've always been an introverted person as well. So it has made me extroverted and made me like comfortable with expressing myself now.
So good.
Yeah.
And that's good for our spiritual growth.
Yeah.
Of like getting around people that share the faith and being uncomfortably vulnerable with them.
Yeah.
Because I ain't gonna lie, the uncle in me is like, all right, you walking with the Lord, you in, what's the name of this, in Putnam County, and then you're in your late teens, early 20s, and you have this desire to go to Midtown. The uncle in me is like, don't come to Midtown. Don't come to Midtown.
Yeah.
You're too young in your faith. This is not the place to be.
My mom would tell me that too. She did not want me.
I'm sure Pastor Mo from Victory Midtown would probably disagree.
Yeah.
But I'm saying Atlanta has a certain aura about itself that the draw of the culture is strong.
Yeah.
Right? And so for certain people in certain places of their walk, it can be a big distraction. Because this city has, as much as I love this city, I would say for where you're at, I think you made the right move. I mean, not to make it about Atlanta, but I think you made the right decision, because the pull of the culture, man, it is different out here, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's super dope that you did that, and so you plugged into Houston and you start going viral. At that point, are you rapping over there in Houston? Or okay.
Yes, like honestly, me moving to Houston, it has been like the most growth that I've seen, like in the music aspect and in my spiritual life.
Gotcha.
Like now, I actually have like women and men of God that are actually helping me, like, and it's very genuine. Like I feel like being in Georgia, it was never genuine for me. Like I never really came across genuine like believers.
Gotcha.
So
that's super dope. Yeah, when we come back, I want to dive into some of the music. I think there's so much we can go into and just hear about the music. And you just dropped a single that's already out now. To talk about that real quick, the single that just came out on your personal.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the name of the single is Southern Delight. I'm super excited. This project honestly has been one of the hardest, honestly, because God has pulled everything out of me that I didn't even know was inside of me. So making the song was very fun. I brought out a lot of like creative stuff over in it. It's most definitely giving summertime. So I'm excited for the people to hear it.
So it's the 116 Life, y'all, on Holy Culture Radio, Sirius XM Channel 140. Ace Harris, Mia Evans, MEEZO. We'll be right back, y'all.
It's the 116 Life here on Holy Culture Radio, Sirius XM Channel 140. We got MEEZO in the building. Okay, MEEZO, I'm going to tell you what I thought when I first saw you, right?
Yes.
So when I knew Ace wanted to do episodes regarding the playlist, and I was the whole team was down for it. And so he said, okay, I locked in MEEZO. So I'm like, okay, doing my research as good journalists should do. I come across your Instagram, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought, oh, she's like R&B, real like,
everybody
like real
thinks
soft,
that.
real vibey. Then I heard the music. I did some scrolling and I was like, oh yeah. Oh
you
yeah.
Shocked?
Then I heard you on the playlist and I was like, yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Like hearing you talking about that aggressive but confident persona, the energy you bring to both of the songs on the playlist is just phenomenal. It's so good. I want to talk a little bit about you can even be brought into this too, Ace. What made MEEZO a good choice? And then even also, I want to know when you were asked to be a part of the playlist, what was going through your mind when you heard the songs you were going to be a part of, so on and so forth.
Okay. Honestly, I didn't know what to say. I was shocked. I was like, what? Hold on. like what do y'all mean? Like I'm good, but I didn't think I was that good to be a part of the summer playlist. So honestly, it took me a while to like just take in everything once I was asked. But once I was asked, I was like, you know what? it's my time. Like,
Yeah,
God told me
absolutely.
to do this. So, yeah, it's
Do
go
it.
time.
Yeah, that's that confidence for sure. Okay, I want to talk about Drip. That's the first one I heard. And
Yeah.
who produced that? Ace or who?
Carvello kicked it off, and then I helped him with it. And then
Carvello.
Dre, Carvello, Dre, and me.
And I don't know why I knew Ace. I be knowing sometimes. I feel like the more I'm around you, the more I can tell your producer. I don't know, your producerness when it comes to songs. What was it like being on that one? Like, talk about how that kind of came about, you being on that.
I'm not gonna lie, that was crazy. Like, that beat is insane. I was like, what? Like, that's crazy. A sound I've never heard before, like, in this space. So just being on that, being asked to be a part of that, I honestly did not know how to go about it, just hearing the beat. Because I'm so used to only rapping on, like, trap style type of beat. So hearing that summer popness, I was like, okay, this is different, but I'm gonna add, like, my own swag and, you know, whatever on it. So I feel like I did good.
Yeah, it was a moment because Carvello had the beat, and I knew the beat was special, and I was like, "Yo, Dre, let's get a hook on it." So we kind of jumped in Studio B, me, Breeze, Dre started kicking on a hook. I think you were in the room as well. And we kind of were trying to find the hook.
Yeah.
And then we needed another section, and I like kind of pulled you.
Yes, you pulled me out of the.
I pulled you out of another song. I was like, "Nah, we got to throw MEEZO on here."
Okay.
Because I just felt like your like Southern drawl and like and your style would complement this. Like, it's like a great contrast. You know what I'm saying? Like, so since she just jumped in there, it was like, "Yo, we need like a post hook section." And so we're just sitting down. She was like, "All right." She jumps on the mic and she's just like, "Dip me in the water, dip me in the water." I'm like, "Yo, who is this?" We ain't Drake on the way. And I want to say something too. Shout out to all the holy girls, all the ladies in Christian hip hop, because I see a lot of unity. I see a lot of like sincerity. I think the men can take a cue from this, low key, high key. We came across you. I don't know if you know the story. You know how we came across you?
Yes.
Okay. So Queen Lee, we were doing a session with Queen Lee.
Shout out to
And Queen Lee was like, "Yo, Dre, you need to hear about this girl named MEEZO." And then, I mean, you don't have, like, for artists who, like, you know, we don't have to, like, obviously the summer playlist is about platform artists that are not necessarily signed to us, but it don't take nothing, like, people can look at this thing and, like, create this unnecessary competition.
Yeah.
And just the humility of Queen Lee to be like, "I'm a Christian hip hop artist. I'm a lady who raps.
Yeah.
But check out this
Exactly.
other girl who's dope too." Like, that's
Yes.
just a super, like, God-fearing
I started
posture.
crying
Yeah.
when I heard that. I was like, what?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you how that made you feel.
Yeah, I started crying because I was like, I've never had like just a woman, like just with me telling y'all my story, like I've never had a woman to be
Wow.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was blowing my mind to hear that she even mentioned me like in the studio in her own session. That was crazy. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was very emotional that day.
Yeah, it's just, and I think that's how we should be as believers. To what God has for you is for you. Ain't nothing I can do to block what you're doing.
Right.
Ain't nothing I can do to stop what God's gonna do for you. And I think, and shout out Anike too, who Anike has put me on so many.
Yeah.
She always,
That's just naturally her character.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, this is like a little challenge to some of the men. We could do a better job of like camaraderie, not competing with each other, but collaborating with each other for a greater mission. And I felt like in that moment, Queen Lee did that in a way that helped us discover you, to put you on
Right.
platforms so more people can get to hear how you're gonna engage.
Right.
So yeah, that's amazing. Shout out Queen Lee. Yeah, I don't know what else you had to
No.
add to
I
that.
want to dive into Glory Fall a little bit. I believe. Remind me who produced that. I think it was
She can say
Boski.
it.
Jay Boski.
Jay Boski.
Jay Boski.
Load him up,
My
Boski.
boy.
Hey, Boski,
Yeah.
load him up.
What was it? Talk about that one. That was kind of like a different vibe sonically when it comes to that one. Dive into that one a little bit.
That was honestly like, that's my sound.
Yeah,
like,
you're right. That is you. That is you all
like
day.
just to hear that, I was like, yeah, turn me up. Like, it's time
Yeah.
to get to it. You know, so just hearing the beat and everything, I started just freestyling at first. I was like, Holy Spirit, please help me. Cause I went blank for a moment because I wanted to give my all on the song. You know, I wanted to come up with something very like creative and fun, but still giving like aggressive at the same time. You know, so me just writing to it and everything, it was crazy. That, yeah.
You snap.
Snap. Yeah.
How'd you come up with that chorus? I think I walked in when it was kind of done. What was the thought process?
Honestly, just hearing the beat, like God had given me the revelation of like rain at first. And then as well, I kept hearing the word like glory. you know. So just me, like I kept on hearing that, so I was like, okay, let me take this and like create the hook out of this, you know. So
yeah, I like obviously the lyrics are simple but powerful. Like let your glory fall down on me. Sorry, let your glory rain down on me. I think that is just a powerful sentiment, and it also reminds people that, you know, it's, to me, that's like a praise and worship song.
right,
It's like trap, it's hood,
yeah,
it's rap. That's a praise and worship record.
right.
And this is for the people who are on socials making these comments about how God can't use Christian hip hop to
yes,
to glorify himself, to edify the body. That's a praise. That's like a fight song for the
Yeah.
kingdom.
yeah,
So like I don't, when I hear that song, I'm not drawn to the things of the world. I mean, obviously sonically it's hip hop, but I'm like, yo, that's like a praise and worship record.
right.
Talk about how that sonic and style is edifying in your eyes, where people feel like they may not be. And we're not here to critique people who have. We just here to like recenter, reclaim the conversation.
Redirect, yeah.
There we go. That's
I feel like, well, I'm gonna speak on my sound personally. Me coming over in the Christian space with that aggressive tone, like it did make people be like, "Oh, this is demonic." Like I remember my song "Mad Enough" that I have was like very old. People was like, "Oh, this is demonic." Like you're very aggressive. Like people that are believers, they shouldn't be like that. And I was like, I'm aggressive because I feel everything that I'm saying. Like when I'm in the studio, I can literally feel like the presence of God on me, like very strongly. So it comes off as aggressive, but I feel like it's in a very good way. And I feel like just in culture, period, in order for us to reach the younger generation, we have to make something that they can relate to, you know, because even in the secular world today, you have a lot of trap sound music and people is talking about like all type of crazy stuff over in that, and nobody's judging that. But as soon as you talking about God, people get upset, you know, and they're like, "Oh, you're too aggressive. Like you shouldn't be rapping this way or that way," you know. So I feel like we need to, society needs to do better, like with opening up their ears, like get off of so much of the beat and actually hear what people are saying.
Yeah, let's listen to the fruit of
Yes.
it all and get to the
Yes.
roots of it.
Exactly.
It amazes me
Thank
how
you.
many Christians live this dainty unicorns and rainbow life
Yes.
where, yes, you want to hear, and nothing against CCM songs and things like that, but you want to hear something that's really light and uplifting. There are some people who are fighting for their lives
Yes.
Right.
spiritually. And if I can listen to MEEZO where I can fight in my prayer closet, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And let glory rain down, I'm gonna listen to that. All of us are different. I think that's the biggest thing is that the body of Christ is so different, and we all experience different things at different times. Like I'm gonna have my moment where I'm saying hallelujah to the highest. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That I'm gonna have music where I'm gonna be like, yeah, I kind of need something to kind of make me feel aggressive. Like where I know who I am and I want to be
Exactly.
confident. So I'm gonna listen to something different. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's great that I think the playlist also has a great way of showing the different sides of people
Right,
in the
right,
body of
for
Christ.
sure.
Where even when it comes to women, like you have people who are like Lee Vasi and who are, you know, very girly, and we love that. And you got
Right.
girls like Queen Lee and
Yeah.
MEEZO, you know, and like songs like Stay Low, like and things like that,
Yeah.
where it shows a different side of a woman and things like that. It's diverse. It's also unifying. What does it mean to you to even represent a certain type of woman of God? You know what I'm saying? Because like we're with us talking about your story of people making fun of who you were, but you using and reclaiming your personality and who God made you to be for the kingdom, being able to represent that type of woman. What does that mean to you to be able to represent that?
It feels great, and I feel like I can represent for the other women that have also went through the same thing as me, and I can show them that you can overcome this, you know, even though you have a story of getting bullied or, you know, just growing up in a traumatizing home, like you can use that and be who you are, like be who God has called you to be, you know. So me just seeing myself the way that I am now, like walking in confidence and just being confident in everything that I do is really like mind blowing to me. And I know that my story is going to help someone, you know. That's also a reason why I feel like as I rap, I actually feel what I'm saying, because I do, like I've went through these different things, you know, and God is also placing other souls on my heart as I'm rapping, like no lie, like I can see it, because I've also been a child where I can see things, you know, like God has given me the gift of prophecy, so I can see and hear things, you know. So just me being in the studio and seeing those things, I'm like, I can really help someone in the aggressive tone that I do rap in, because I feel what I'm saying. And honestly, I don't feel like it's aggressive. I'm just really feeling what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it feels amazing.
Yes, it's almost like when you know when you hear like a certain churches, you hear that fiery preacher,
Right.
and you can say that same, you know, text or sermon or, you know, hot take in a very gentle way. So sometimes I think, but how you say something informs how it hits people. And I think as the body of Christ, it's content, it's substance and delivery to me.
Yeah.
And preaching the gospel.
Yes.
Like content is important. Absolutely. I'm not heresy, no, like content got to be right. Substance got to be A1. But how things are delivered, it is going to hit. Like you go to certain cultures, it's going to hit different how you say it.
Yeah.
Because people need to feel, do you believe what you're telling me?
Right.
Or you
Exactly.
kind of, I don't. And so, yeah, I think the language and dialect is a part of a gifting spiritually that we don't give space for that in rap music. Or where we feel like it can't be a certain kind of way. I'm like, that's just not true. So shout out to you for being on that. Shout out 1K Few too for jumping on the
Yes.
Glory Fall joint. Talk about how you felt when you heard him on the joint.
Oh my God. I was blown away. Like, first of all, he ate the whole verse up. Like, he did his thing. 1KP was also like one of my favorite Christian rappers. So just to hear him on the song with me, like, I was blown out of my mind. I kept replaying the song back to back to back. I was like, hold on, I gotta make sure that this is real. Like, let me keep replaying it. You know, so it was amazing. Like, I'm still shocked.
That's so dope.
Really shocked.
That's so dope. Yeah. Anything else you want to just, as we kind of come to a close, anything else that you want to just, you know, speak to or way to encourage the people? Anything you want to add to? Just
I want to give you the floor. Is there anything that you wanna leave our listeners with?
So one thing that God was placing on my heart this morning, because I always pray about things before I do it. So before I got on the podcast this morning, like God had gave me a word of just about Christian artists in general. Us as a culture, we need to make sure that we are one, like over in the body. We need to make sure that there's no competition anymore. Like it's no more of, you know, people trying to only put themselves in the spotlight. Like we need to make sure that we are one over in this culture, you know, and as well, we need to also make sure that we're not only like rapping about God, but we're actually living out what we're putting out, you know. So that's the biggest thing that I just want to encourage people. Like make sure that you are in your word as much as you are making music about it. Even outside of music, like whatever God is calling you to do, make sure that you're actually building that strong relationship with God outside of the gift. Because so many people idolize the gift and they start to lose focus of what, like who and why you're actually doing what you're doing. So yeah.
well said. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Preach to them, teach them. This is the 116 Life Holy Culture Radio, Sirius XM Channel 140. Summer playlist is back. MEEZO, thank you for being here. The light to so many. I think it's gonna be. I can't wait to see what God's gonna do with your voice and your
No,
platform.
thank you so much.
Mia, it's been a great one. We'll see y'all next time.